Happy Monday, friends. Today,
Everybody.
today we're just going to do part two of our lessons learned from your favorite coaches, us, obviously.
Uh,
Duh. Um, as we were so rudely interrupted by the lightning storm last week, we'll just finish up. So we'll keep it a little bit shorter today. Honestly, might just upload this as a single call on YouTube because it will probably add up to a little bit over an hour. So yeah, last week we mentioned some of the things that we wish we would have either known or actually believed when people told us when we were earlier on in our fitness journeys and just going through different competitive avenues and different types of training and different phases of life. So we'll continue with that this week. Would you like me to start it off, Shalise?
I sure would.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay. This one is one where everybody has heard this before, but I think no one actually believes it until they go through something that makes them believe it. And this one is to appreciate your body like now, not in a week, not when the scale says a certain number, not when you feel like you can fit into a certain size or you look a certain way. Like, appreciate everything that your body does for you now. I promise you, no one notices the little things that you do when you look in the mirror. That doesn't mean to just ignore it and be like, YOLO, it doesn't matter. But just know that like you can recognize parts of yourself, but still be appreciative, like recognize parts of yourself that you might want to improve on, but then still appreciate all of the amazing things that your body does for you every single day without you having to ask it to do it. And I even wrote down, and I actually, you have said this a bunch, but I wrote down, wear the bikini.
Yes.
So yeah, live your life, appreciate what your body can do for you. And I think like there's so many people that go through either some sort of injury or illness or a very big weight loss transformation, and they have so much appreciation for their body after those experiences because you really do realize like wow, those things are taken away from you and you can't do some things, or when you're gaining more and more function because you are taking better care of yourself, you're like, wow, I didn't realize that there could be so much more to life and I could feel and move so much better if I just took care of myself and then also didn't say such mean things about myself in my brain.
Yeah, and I relay this story that I had from a potential client. She never ended up becoming my client because she couldn't physically. But I talk to a lot of clients about this particular person. It's going to that mentality of I don't have to do this, I get to do this. And I was introduced to her when I was getting ready when I was competing. I was getting ready for a show. And at the time I was also listening to David Goggins' book. And he's just a totally different mental creature when it comes to what he can endure and do. I don't necessarily think it's the best thing, but like reading his book and all the things that he endured. And I'm like, okay, I'm eating 6 meals, I can do this, whatever. But then on top of that, her story was pretty incredible, where she was a highly recognized BJJ fighter. And she just by chance was in a car accident, and that car accident set off all of these other things inside her body that were there. But the car accident itself was the trigger that made it all happen.
Right.
So like to the point where she can't go to the bathroom by herself. She can't eat, but like physically eat by herself. She can't walk to her bedroom without being completely exhausted. And like barely gets out of bed, going from this incredibly active, highly recognized athlete to somebody who can't take care of themselves. And she had reached out to me. She's like, hey, I'm finally feeling a little bit better. I don't have a lot of motion or a lot of capabilities right now, but I think I'm about a month out from getting into the gym. That month never came, where it still was a struggle. There were still a lot of surgeries that happened. She had a lot of setbacks in the process. I just saw her story, I think, over what holiday did we just have recently that people would have been out of town for?
Not Cinco de Mayo, like
Cinco de
Easter,
Mayo, maybe, or yeah,
President's Day.
something very,
I don't know.
yeah, it was some recent holiday, and she said, we had to cut our weekend short because she's still dealing with this. And this was like 5-6 years ago. And she, surgeries after surgeries, doctor visits after doctor visits, her husband having to get her out of bed physically. And it's one of those things where, like you were saying, appreciate what your body can do for you. We get to do these things. And from that moment on, when I met her and heard her story, like, never again will I ever complain about what I get to do. Like, I get to go to the gym whenever I want to, really. And I think a lot of people have to remember that and you see it all the time, until you're super sick and you can't do those things, you sometimes don't learn to appreciate those things. And her story made me appreciate the fact that I get to do this. Like, I'm healthy enough to do it. And then right around that time, a couple of years later, was when my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and then all of his stuff. And it was just kind of a roller coaster of, wow, how lucky am I that I get to do these things still? And I am going to take advantage of every freaking day that I have. So yes, learn to appreciate what your body can do for you. And take care of that body. This is the one body that you have. I know, so cliche, but it is the only body you will ever have. Take care of it, fuel it the proper way. Like, really take care of it, because this is the one opportunity you have to do the best for yourself.
Mm-hmm. When we as coaches meet with a new client, you get to see how people are neglecting their bodies a lot of the time. And whether it's the client telling you, or the potential client telling you directly, like, yeah, I don't do this. Or if you are just slowly you ask them questions and they're like, oh no, I haven't done that in a while because this or because this. And it hurts me when I'm talking to somebody that doesn't know what it feels like for movement to feel good. Like, they are so far separated from your body's natural, like, what do I want to say? Like, what is actually good for your body and what's healthy for your body, that it doesn't even feel good anymore. Like, it's either painful or it's really, really exhausting, or like all of these things that we should get to do that our body is like begging for us to do, start feeling really, really bad. So it's like way harder to get back into that process of and that routine of taking care of yourself. And it's like that always just, it hurts me so much, because it's like that causes so much other suffering on top of it. It's not just like, oh, you don't move, well, then you just feel the same way that somebody that does move feels, but you're just not moving. It's like, no, everything else is suffering and you might not even know it.
Yeah. And where do I want to go with that one? I was thinking of a lot of things while you were talking. Going to your point of how it physically can hurt to do things. Yeah. And it will for a while. Like, being in the gym isn't comfortable ever. Even for people who are fit, it's not comfortable. But it's, like, it gets easier too. The stronger you get, the easier it gets too. I've had so many people who, have lost weight, or I know so many people who have lost weight, and they're like, oh my gosh, my knees don't hurt as much anymore. My back doesn't hurt as much anymore. Like, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable, and it might be uncomfortable during that process, but there's going to be a point where you wake up, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel bad anymore. And that sense of, oh my gosh, okay, we're here. And I feel so much better now. And that's anything. Any change is going to be uncomfortable. But yeah, going with those people that struggle and are in pain, like there's a light at the end of all of that. If you continue to try to, I don't know, physically be better. The 1% we talk about, it takes a while. It does, for sure.
I was going to mention how much more research we see coming out that's talking about, like, not that this is the funny thing. I was actually thinking about this earlier. Not that we need research to tell us that it is good, but like we have it now. There's no excuse. Research is coming out saying how beneficial movement is for mental health, obviously physical health, for like longevity, and just everything that you should care about if you want to live a full life, a life full of all of the good things. Like just today, I met with a new client who she's 70 years old, and she's like doing yoga and she wants to get stronger. She's like, I wish I would have started this earlier. And it's like, she's kicking butt, but she doesn't think that she is as badass as she really is for being 70. And like during our session today, she did a forearm handstand and showed me that. I was like, what? She like held it too without the wall. And I was like, this is amazing. You have totally inspired me. And it's like, if you are not at that level of fitness right now, let that inspire you. If you are at that level of fitness, let that inspire you to maintain it. Like, it is possible. And like, even as someone who just turned 70, the client I just met today, she wants to be better. She wants to be better than she was yesterday, like once you like, don't let that fire go out. I think that's what hurts me so much, is when there is that big gap between like what you should be doing and what you want to do. Like, oh, well, I just want to sit on the couch and watch Netflix and like eat something convenient. Like, duh, don't we all? Like, every time I go in my pantry, I just want to eat cookies. Like, it's all, that doesn't go away, but like, you get all of the benefits and the positives, and you feel so much better when you do start moving, and so many opportunities open up for you that, like, I forget where I was going with this, but oh yeah, what hurts me is like when you have that big gap between those two things and you're like, well, I could never get back into fitness, or it's so hard. It's like, it's that fire that went out of like wanting to be better, and knowing that like you can be better, and that there is this future for you that doesn't have to be limited by your body, assuming that there's no like major injuries or anything like oh, as always, that's the rule. But in general, most people will only be limited by their bodies because they didn't take care of them.
Yeah. So going off of this, Dom Kuza, we've mentioned him quite a few times. He had the best post today. It was so informative. So it was talking about like, you're tracking the wrong number is what he posts. And so he's talking about, everybody tracks about, how much weight they're lifting, their food, all that kind of stuff. And then he was talking about longevity and how your actual wellness moving forward. And so one thing that really stood out to me, and this is total credit to Dom Kuza for putting this out. It's like, I'm not going to take any credit, but so there's how well you sit on the floor and stand back up predicts how soon you will die. So 2012 adults aged 51 to 80 were scored a 0 to 10. Each hand, knee, or steadying support subtract a point. So scores below 8 had roughly twice the all-cause mortality of scores 8 to 10. The 2025 follow-up showed scores of 0 to 4 had 6 times the cardiovascular mortality of perfect 10s. So the thing was, like, every time you're sitting on the floor, you stand up, every, like I was saying, any hand or whatever support you use is a point against you for whatever, for being able to stand up, right?
Yeah.
So the thing was, to do this week, sit and then stand. You start with 10 points, sit on the floor, stand back up, subtract 1 for each support used. What it tests: so integrated function, lower body strength, core stability, balance, and joint mobility, all in one movement. What the score means: 8 out of 10 is strong, 6 out of 7, watch closely. 0 to 5, work on it now. Lowest scores carry 6 times cardiovascular mortality. So train it. So how to help that? So do this. This is something everybody right now, anybody who's
Yeah.
listening, sit down on the floor and count how many points you're going to subtract from your 10 and see where you're at. And if it is, 0 to 5, what you could do to train that: obviously squats, single leg work, hip mobility, ankle dorsiflexion, and sit on the floor daily and get your ass off the floor. I'm like that right there, like just a simple test to see how well you can get on and off the floor. So I actually did it today, and it took me my hand to get off the floor. So I was just kind of interested to see where I was, because I'm like, oh gosh, because like I know like my knees and stuff are hurting right now, and I was like, ooh, I don't know where I'm going to be at right now. Yeah, so I had a 9 today. So I'm doing okay. I'm strong, so that's good.
Good.
But like, what a great, like, and that is like, that's a simple test to see where you're going to be. So if you're in the 0 to 5 range, start moving, start exercising, get out there, do some steps, do all the
Yeah.
things, do what you can to not be that statistic,
You don't have to go run a marathon.
No.
But who knows? Maybe if you start getting up off the floor, then you're just going to keep going. Forrest Gump it.
No.
I love Forrest Gump. Spirit animal.
Great movie.
Cool.
Great.
All right. Yeah, what's yours, Shalise? Because I know we got to end in 15 minutes or so here.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Oh, do you have a new one?
I was trying to think of what I had on there. I guess if I had to say one, like to sum up a lot of things I've learned in my past is, how do I sum it up into one? Like, there's no good or bad food. So, all the, easy, convenient foods that we talk about, can they be eaten? Sure. Should they be eaten all the time? No. You can't enjoy that stuff. You can't have it. And I say this because, like, when I first started competing, the first coach I had, there was no fruit allowed, like none. And that is not how I coach my clients getting ready for a show now, right? Like they're still fruits into peak week, all the things. And so like stuff like that. Oh, there's too much sugar. And I'll be completely honest, when I first started coaching, that's how I coached, because that's what I was told. Like, you can't have this. And so learning more and, being in this space a lot more, learning a lot more about nutrition and learning from better coaches, the benefits of just food in general. Food is fuel. Food is medicine. Food is what, like, all the micronutrients, forget macros, carbs, protein, and going down to the micronutrients of what is in that food that helps you survive in your body function. Like how essential food is, period, obviously. But like, so going back to that, like everyone's like, oh, fruit because it has too much sugar. And I know we've talked about this, covered this many times. Like, no, that's not the case. Like, it's good. It's good sugar. And your body's going to stop you at some point because of the fiber that's in them, stop you from eating them like too much. But I would like going along that route, like don't, and I mean, down to like dark chocolate. Like everyone's like, oh no, you can't even have chocolate. Well, no, actually there's a lot of benefit to dark chocolate, especially as a pre-workout. Like all these little things, like everyone's like, I can't have this, I can't have this, I can't have this, but you can. So going on to
Mhm.
like demonizing food, I guess, would be the best way I'd sum it up. Don't demonize food.
Yeah.
Take care of your body, take care of your food, eat real food.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And well, I say this like this is so very surface level, but a varied diet full of a lot of whole foods will help you maintain a really good gut microbiome, which will then allow you to occasionally eat foods that are maybe not as healthy and you don't have a bunch of GI issues because of it. Like your body can handle that difference in quality or whatever a lot better, a lot more gracefully than if your gut is already kind of messed up, not getting the nutrients it needs, not, you put crap into that, it's already a dysregulated system, so it's just going to explode on you. And I literally mean explode in a not good way.
yes.
So yeah, it's not only good to do just because of your overall health, but then it lets you enjoy life more because then, like, for example, last night I had Five Guys. I had a hamburger and fries and root beer. And I feel great today. Like nothing's different. I'm not like bloated. Nothing's going on, you know? It's like have my normal breakfast, have my normal lunch. We're chilling. So not that like I'm just sharing an example of something that like other people might be like, oh, well, I could never eat that, or like that would upset my stomach so much. And like it's true that that's still possible, but
Yeah, and that was something I learned when I ended bodybuilding, for a good solid 6 months there. The coach at the time it was cod and rice. It was cod almost every single meal. And that hasn't happened in years. And it was for several months my last year of competing. And like you had talked about that food variety, it messed up my guts so much. And I already had some issues going on. But I didn't have good food variety going on at all. And that again, switching to, and I had a ton of gut issues, a ton of bloat all the time, couldn't eat cheese, couldn't eat ice cream. Dairy just destroyed me. And
yeah,
big, like, after Olympia, yeah, after the Olympia, we went to Epcot Center and I had one little cheese ball and
yeah.
I was pregnant. Like I like
Oh,
just massively huge and uncomfortable from this one little cheese ball. Like it just affected me so much. So going back to that food variety, like how essential it is to get all the different micronutrients and different food quality and food variety when you are eating. But that was like one of the biggest things that like Austin and I had worked on, and it does take time. It's just like anything else. It's
yeah,
going to take time to heal your gut. So stick with it, because now I can eat cheese just fine. I can eat ice cream again just fine. Like
yeah,
all of those things are fine, and I don't bloat as bad as I used to. Even asparagus used to make me bloat, and I had an intolerance to egg whites. I can eat eggs again, and I love eggs, but I was
yeah,
also eating eggs all the time, and they were just bloating me. So like, it does take time, um, just like anything else. So there is again a light at the end of the tunnel. If you're willing to take the time to heal those things and get in that good food variety, and not
mhm,
demonize food.
yeah. Honestly, like if anyone listening, if you do struggle with like things like a doctor has said, oh, you have IBS or any sort of like you are feel constantly bloated and like you have a lot of issues with your digestion in general, um, I would highly recommend at least checking out some of these specialized coaches that work with, they have a gut protocol. Like one person that I feel confident of like sending people to is David DeMosquita and his team. I've seen over 4 people like that I knew in bodybuilding, to like they were going through some crazy stuff, multiple conditions at once, experiencing a lot of different symptoms, and like food was just not their friend. And over the course of like a year to 2 years, he got them back to where like they were healthy, they were able to do bodybuilding preps, put on muscle and cut down. Like these gut issues were severe enough that these girls were not able to compete anymore because their bodies just weren't responding, in both directions, whether it was building muscle or cutting down for prep. They were kind of just like stalled. So that's one person that I recommend people to. And then I know, Shalise, you said you worked with Austin.
Yeah, Austin Stout and his team. So Trey and Erin, I believe her name is Erin. She's innately nourished. She has a great story too. But so she was kind of dealing with a lot of the same things, and was told she would never have kids. And she changed things up and ended up having a baby. So,
Wow.
so innately nourished, like I said on Instagram, Trey Buffree. And then Austin Stout. Austin Stout is an incredible coach. His whole team is. But yeah, I would highly recommend those guys. And when we're talking about this, you guys, like, I really have a hard time. This is another like case, I guess, where like Western medicine isn't my friend. When it comes to, because they want to treat the symptoms, they don't want to look at the cause of what's going on. So I would highly suggest, one, find a coach that can do that, and look at your GI map. Go get a GI map done. If you're having some severe stuff going on, because you want to find the cause of what is going on inside your stomach. Is it a parasite? Is it H. pylori? Is it I don't know, like all the different IBS? Is it whatever it is? Find out what the cause is so that you're treating that thing and not just throwing medication at it, which is just a Band-Aid. It'll save you so much time and so much money and so much headache, because then you can treat it, get it done, and hopefully be on the right track to being able to introduce foods back in that you haven't had in a long time.
Yeah.
I honestly think my last year of competing, that was 100% my problem, because I was not absorbing nutrients the way I should have been. And
Right.
I did not have a body that was responding because of that. It was so hard for me to lose fat. I was bloated all the time. Even my leanest, being at like 10% body fat, I was still bloated. Not a good look. But I honestly think that was a big part of it. I mean, obviously, like, I had a lot of gut issues going on. So
Yeah. Yeah. And those coaches, like the legit ones, they charge what they're worth, but they're worth it. Like they will help you, as long as you are consistent. Like that's the main thing, I think, is don't go into this thinking that you can just keep living your normal life. Like if you really want to heal, you need to commit to everything that they're telling you to do. And there isn't like oh, oopsie. It's like that sets you back when you do that. So just like take it very seriously, both the money that you're paying for it and the protocol.
it is so worth it. So worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
so much shorter than like an elimination diet. Like, oh, let me try this. Maybe it's this, maybe it's this, maybe that. It's so much shorter if you just go find it and figure it out and start the protocol and go from there. It saves so much headache around all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Having someone who knows what to look for.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, those are all the tips that we have for you guys. If you have any questions about anything we talked about today, please reach out to us either via email or on Instagram. On Instagram, my handle is Taylor CE, TAYLORCE.
And I am Shalise IFBB Pro. So SHELACE _IFBB Pro. And then we have the Team Iron and Lace at team_iron_and_lace.
Love it. Great. Well, thank you guys for joining today. Next week, mystery topic. And then we'll be back in June with planned calls. So, yeah, thank you guys. Have a lovely week, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
See you guys. Have a great week.